Do you enjoy games? Some people are passionate about games and play anytime they have an opportunity. Others are content to play every so often. The avid game player more than likely are motivated by different things, but one motivation that rises above all the others is competition. They love any opportunity to compete in order to win, whether it's against one another or an entire team. In fact, some people can be so competitive that they see competitions in aspects of everyday life. Finishing a meal first, getting the best seat on the bus, and being the first to answer the phone when it rings. All victories achieved in competitions no one else ever knew they were in. While this may slightly amuse us, the sad truth is that too often we view success through the eyes of winning, as defined by the world. Peter boldly preached at Pentecost, where people were cut to the heart and eagerly employed how to respond. About 3,000 people turned to God that day and were saved. Now, if that is not a win, I don't know what is. Clearly, Peter was successful in his preaching to have that many people believe in Jesus. Stephen was a leader in the early church, a man filled with grace and power who did great wonders and signs among the people. But Stephen's enemies brought false charges against him. Standing before the Jewish council, Stephen gave a remarkable speech that detailed God's work throughout their own history, culminating in the death of Jesus. How did that crowd respond? They were so enraged that they ran after him, ran him out of the city, and stoned him to death. Peter preached and won 3,000 souls. Stephen preached and lost his life. If Peter saw success, we may think that Stephen most definitely did not. Peter won his match while Stephen lost his. Appearances can often be deceiving. When Peter preached, he was filled with the Holy Spirit. The Spirit also moved in the hearts of the hearers, many whom responded positively. Stephen was also filled with the Holy Spirit when he spoke. Just before his death, he gazed into heaven and saw Jesus standing at God's right hand. If the Holy Spirit was filling and leading both of these men, how could one be a winner and the other a loser? Both men were winners because both men were faithful to follow the Spirit's leading, regardless of the outcome. And there's more to Stephen's story, of course, for the man who oversaw Stephen's stoning was Saul, who was wonderfully saved and became Paul, the great apostle and missionary of the church. As we follow the Spirit's leading in our lives, there will be times when we enjoy favorable outcomes and other times when the results will be painful. Success does not lie in the short-term outcome of the situation, but rather in our faithfulness to God. God will always accomplish His good purposes in the long run. For us, true success will be hearing Jesus' words at the end of our lives. Well done, good and faithful servant. The faithful are the real winners.